Good day, everyone. Welcome to another live streaming of tax training. And this is part 2 or continuation of our discussion kailan ba yung last natin? Last week, no? Yung sinundan nito. Why? Because we were not able to finish the discussion at that time because of some internet connections, no? So we prefer na magkaroon na lang tayo ng part 2. And this is all about the submission of the BIR form 2316 at saka yung 2307. Ano nga ulit yung 2316? 2316 is the certificate of withholding tax on compensation. And it is very crucial that you know how to fill that correctly, because that will be the copy of your employees, especially those who are availing of the substituted tax filing. No? Substituted sila, they did not file an ITR or the income tax return, and their substituted filing for the ITR is that BIR from 2316, that whenever there is a need for the ITR, they have to present only the BIR from 2316 sa kanilang mga users. No? And then, ano ba yung BIR form 2307? Right now, the BIR form 2307 is used not only for income tax purposes, but also for transfer tax, for business tax purposes, just like the percentage tax and the value-added tax. Why? Because there are also requirements, especially on the government money payments, that previously the value-added tax is withheld, subject to withholding tax final, but now it is creditable withholding. So once the creditable withholding is classified, then the proper use of the form 2307 must be done by the payer. No? So ito yung 2307, the certificate of withholding tax at source. Ito yung creditable. No? Okay. So how do we submit it to the BIR? So there are modes or options on how to submit. At ang pinag-usapan natin last time, that if you choose one mode or option, tama na yung isa, no? Huwag yun submit kayo ng submit lahat kasi magkadoble-doble. It can be done through EFS or it can be done using the old format, which you have to file a hard copy and then have it received by the BIR, and then that stamp received by the BIR is tantamount to filing of the returns. And aside from that, there are also other requirements that you are going to submit in CD form. So whatever mode of submission you have, try to use only one. No? So anong proof that you submit through EFS? The confirmation or the email. Ano namang proof that you submit on hard copy? The stamp received in the face of your return or alpha list, or in your 2307 or 2316. Ano naman yung proof pag CD? Of course, yung tatak din doon sa CD. No? We will discuss today yung Revenue Memorandum Circular number 44, 2021. This is the submission through the EFS. Why? Ginamit nila itong RMC 44-2021, which can be the mode or option, especially during the pandemic. And this Revenue Memorandum Circular 44-2021 is really intended for those who will file BIR Form 1709 or yung related party transactions na information that should be attached to the income tax return. And the first time this was required is for the year 2020, which has been filed in 2021. So, ngayon, in-apply na rin nila ito sa 2306 and 2307. So, how do you submit the 2307 and 2316 using the facilities of the RMC 44-2021? No? So, we have here the manner of filing, no, sa related party transactions. It shall be filed at the option of the taxpayers, no, either at the RDO where the taxpayer is registered or electronically through the EFS system, yung electronic attachment form system natin, no. electronic filing natin, attachment, no, sa mga financial statement natin. So, pwede siya i-attach using those facilities, no? So, pwedeng i-AFS online, ito yung online submission natin, or igawa mo yung hard copy ng forms and then dalhin mo sa RDO where you are registered, no? Okay, so kailan yung deadline? Of course, ang deadline, hindi niya sundin yung deadline ng 1709. Ang sundin niya, yung deadline at the back of the form of the 2307 and 2316. Pakiabot mo nga yung forms, ando no? Makapal siya, BIR forms lahat. Diyan lang sa gilid, yan nakapatong lang. Okay na. Okay na. Okay. So, tingnan po natin kung ano yung mga instructions at the back of the forms, no? Yun yung sundan natin because 2307 at saka 2316, no? 139 and 141. Pagka merong confused po kayo about the confused po kayo about the deadlines or whatever procedure, try to look at the back of the form. No? Ako talaga, kahit sino pa, halimbawa, you have mga kausap abroad, no? And they want to know about the taxation system of the BIR. And then, hindi kayo sigurado sa rates, hindi kayo sigurado sa explain nyo. Sabi ko, try to look at the forms. Nandyan na lahat. Pati rates, pati yung mga anong nature, nandito na po lahat. No? Sa ating alphanumeric tax code. Okay. So, when is the deadline of the submission of the 2307? Yung deadline ng 2307 is supposed to be monthly or for every transactions, no? Yan talaga ang dapat or ideal. But I have experience na minsan nag-aaway pa yung payer at saka paye because of the failure of the paye to give them the certificate of withholding. And one of the reasons na nakita ko why those payers failed to submit BIR form 2307 is usually they failed to remit the withholding tax, no? Kasi mandatory sa kanila yung mag-withhold. Hindi nila na-withhold on time. Hindi sila nagbibigay ng 2307 kasi mahuhuli sila ng BIR. But mind you, ang sinasabi ko sa mga taxpayers, whether your payer remit the withholding tax or not, basta kuhanin ninyo yung kanilang 2307. Why? Because it is the BIR will penalize them for non-remittance of withholding. Kayo hindi. And you are entitled to claim for the withholding kasi ang totoo naman talaga ng withhold nila. So, if they did not remit the withholding na ginawa nila sa inyo, then it's their problem. No? Sila yung hahabulin ng BIR. The important thing is that meron kayong certificate. So that you can claim and attach it when you file your income tax return. So ano pa yung mga advice ko dun sa nagkakaproblema sa 2307? Sabi ko, when you make a transactions with your suppliers or with your sellers or whoever, magdala na kayo ng 2307. Kayo nang gumawa ng 2307 and then have it signed by the proper personnel of that company. So, pang ano nyo rin yun, that is playing a proactive role in the submission ng forms. Kasi kung hindi kayo proactive, what will happen to you is, hindi nyo maklaim yung withholding and you will be later on sent letter notice by the BIR, you will receive that notice informing you that you failed to report in your ITR or in your VAT returns the withholding tax. Okay. So yung 2316, kailan po ito pinafile? Oh, meron siyang instructions at the back. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, always refer to the form. Oh, so, when and where to file, the returns or declaration must be filed not later than the 20th day following the close of the month. Bakit 25, 20M na ito? Wala. Wala siya. Kasi, kung titingnan natin yung sa year-end adjustment natin, yung BIR Form 2316, if nag-resign yung inyong employee at the last day na binigay nyo yung sweldo nila, kasama dapat yung 2316 na binigay nyo. For those mga regular employees naman, dapat ibigay nyo na sa kanila on the 20th day of January. So, yun po yung deadline natin. Huwag nyo sundin yung dito sa BIR Form 1709. Oh, this is just the one of the mode. No? Okay. So, where you are registered, you submit the hard copy and have it received. Okay. That is the when. Oh. For electronic filers naman who opt to submit manually, the hard copy of the form must be submitted and stamp received at the RDO where the taxpayer is registered, or kung large taxpayer, sa large taxpayer division naman, within 15 days from the statutory date of filing ng ITR niya dito in this case. No? Kasi inalaw nila yung EAFS sa 2316 at saka sa 2307 na mode of filing. Okay? So now let's go to the other mode of filing. Itong under RMC 117-2021. No? So yung sa 44-2021, dalawa lang yun, either EAFS or you go directly to the RDO or to the BIR where you are registered. Dito naman sa 117-2021, may instruction sila dito. No? On how to submit in soft copy. Ang sabi naman nila, you start with scanning, no, the original copies of the BIR form 2307 and 2316. And then once there is already a soft copy of the BIR forms, then using the file format and naming conventions, no, prescribed under the available modes of submission facilities of the BIR, and then submit na ninyo yung soft copy. No? So ano tong mga mode of submission? No? Ang sinasabi nila, yung submission under 82-2020, yung naming conversions, and then yung sa 49-2020, ito yung through the Revenue Collection Officer. No? For under 82-2020, ano yung naming conventions and files, no? So for file number 1, sa 82-2020 na tayo, Jeff. Kasi yung dito sa ano, ang instruction dyan how to convert into soft copy lang eh. So okay, ito yung naming convention of the files na. So for file number 1, we have the income tax return, no? And then the audited financial statement in that case. So in the case naman ng 2307, 2307, no? Okay. So ano yung naming conventions niya? Yung unang XXX is the 9-digit TIN, no? And then the taxable year, no? Yung taxable year, kung anong year siya. Okay? Yung YYY is the year period, and then the 01 is the first file of other attachments. Okay. So, example, taxpayer submitting for calendar year 2020. Okay. So, ano yung TIN niya? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, yun ang pinakaunang files mo. Why? Anong ginagawa po dito sa 2306 at saka 2307? So what's the use of this for BIR purposes? For BIR purposes, the BIR has a data warehouse wherein all information are deposited on the data warehouse. And after that, there is a software that matches, no, the TIN. Kaya pag tinignan ninyo, ang unang file sa naming conversion is the TIN or the tax identification number, because the TIN is very crucial, no, pagdating na sa taxation. Kasi doon minamatch, no? Kung meron tayong tinatawag sa withholding na tax reconciliation system, all the data gathered from the withholding, no, between the payer and the payee, both payers and payee reported to the BIR, and then those information are being matched. If there are discrepancies, then you will be sent a letter notice requiring you to reconcile all the discrepancies that can be found by the computer, no? So, importante yung TIN. Kahit sa mga ibang discussions ko, ibang mga explanations ko in some of my videos, talagang I really emphasize the importance of TIN, no? And then file 1, no, ito yun. File 2 and file 3, una palagi yung TIN. EAFS and then the TIN. No, and then the example number 2, taxpayer submitting for fiscal year ended December 31, 2020. Ito naman yung TIN niya, 987654321. Yung ending ng mga 00 sa TIN, do not use that anymore kasi ang dulo ng mga 00 or 001, that pertains to the branch code, no? And for the filing of this information return, the branches are not required to file, only the head office. Okay. So, for example, the taxpayer submitting fiscal year in the December 31, 2020. So, what happened? The TIN is 987654322. So, yung file niya is EAFS, kasi ITR yung example. So, halimbawa, yung sinabit natin is 2306. Then, ang gagawin natin, EAFS, then your TIN, and then yung 2307, and then yung TY, taxable year, the month ending, no? So, halimbawa, yung taxable year mo is December 2020, then you put there TY 12-2020, no? Halimbawa naman is December 2021, so you put there sa file mo na TY 12-2021, no? Okay. Itong example niya kasi there are 3 files, no? Pero kung 2306 lang and 2307, then dalawang file lang. File 1 and file 2. Okay. So, for the quarterly ITRs, the following documents shall be scanned and classified in their corresponding naming conventions. Kasi dito, sa 8/2/2020, kagaya din ng 44-2020, they are intended for other forms. Hindi siya sa 2316 and 2307. Sinabi lang sa 117-2020, yung mode of submission of 2306 and 2307 na pwede din nila gamitin yung mode of submission ng other forms, no? So for manually filed and then the electronically filed. Kung manually filed ka, the hard copy pa-receive mo ng receive. And then, kung yung walain yung original copies ninyo with original receipt from the BIR. Why? Kasi sometimes yung iba, pag kailangan nila mag-submit in some requirements, binibigay nila yung may original receipt. You give only the Xerox copy, you know? Yung may original na receipt nyo, you have to keep that always. Why? Because when the BIR will come to you and then audit, hahanapin nila sa inyo yan, yung may tatak na receipt, because that is tantamount to compliance. Because halimbawa na lang may nagkaroon ng error sa computer and you are tagged as open case. Once you have the original hard copy receipt, you show it to them para makorek nila yung computer, no? Kakaroon ng mga error handlers ang BIR. Sometimes because of system error, o kaya may error kayo sa TIN or whatever, no? If electronically filed yung through the EFS, then you have to print the filing reference number or the email notification. Saan yan naman na pinapakita? Doon sa official na email nyo. And for the official email nyo, please try to apply for an email particularly used for the purpose of filing. Huwag nyo nang haluan doon sa mga personal nyo. No? Para hindi siya labo-labo. Kasi based on my experience, sometimes yung official nyo at saka yung personal na email ninyo, minsan may mga hindi magandang nangyayari. Then na post nyo, na forward nyo, na karoon ng ibang recipient, no? Unintentionally. So, hindi maganda. Okay. So, email confirmation receipt of South in the e-submission facility for BIR form number 2307 or the tax debit memo and others, no? Sa electronically filed naman, email ka ng confirmation receipt of the South to yung sa 2307. No? South. Ano yung South? Summary of alpha list of withholding tax. No? So, BIR form number 2307 and tax debit memo or none the others. Okay. Okay. So, the taxpayer shall keep the original copies. Ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Of the digitally submitted documents in accordance with Section 203 of the NIRC for the period as prescribed. Ilan na yung prescription number of years natin na you have to keep the records. Under Revenue Regulation 17 as 2013, you have to keep your records, your documents within 10 years, no? 10 years yan, ano lang yan, yung regular lang yan na requirements. But in some cases, when there is fraud, no, it is more than 10 years. Why? Because ang prescription ng fraud is 10 years after discovery of the fraud, no? So, ibig sabihin ko lang is even if sabi na natin the regular prescription period of the keeping of the records is 10 years, but in some cases wherein there is an understatement of income, then it will run more than 10 years, no? Sa cases. Okay. So, may mga viewers tayo. Sige, basahin mo. Sino sila may nag-chat? Shout out tayo. Ha? Anong cellphone yun? Anong number? Ha? Ay, ito yung cellphone ko. Tingnan mo, sige na, para marunong akong gumamit. No, I want to shout out sa mga viewers natin. Kaya nga. Yan. So, dito ba yon? Ito yung handicap ko eh. Kaninang umaga, hindi din ako nabigyan ng certificate sa inatinan kong webinar kasi I failed to open the camera. No? Ito yung mga loopholes na pag matanda ka na. But I never give up ha. Sabi ko, kung alam yan ng mga bata, dapat alam ko rin yan. Oh. Saan? Saan yung bandang YouTube? Turo mo saan banda? Ito? Saan yung application? Wala yata YouTube to ah. Ayun. Camera yan eh. Pwede ba yun na wala siyang YouTube? Sige. No? Mag-shout out sa mga viewers natin. Ilan sila? 6? No? Ayun. Yan, YouTube. And then, page. Bakit may page siya? Si Ma'am Lilian Yao. Always, always talaga si Ma'am Lilia na. Shout out to yung Ma'am Lilia.
May tanong sa dito,
O,
ma'am.
sige, basahin mo.
Sabi niya, ma'am, ma'am, ano po kung yung first quarter ng 2307 di makapag-submit sa EFS and or manual, tapos mag-start lang mag-submit ang EFS sa second quarter, pwede po bang isama na lang ang first quarter sa manual filing?
Yung first quarter, sa ano to ha, sa 2307, first quarter hindi nakasubmit. Magkakaroon po kayo ng penalty. Pero wag nyo siyang isama sa second quarter. Why? Kasi different files po yan sila eh. So paano nyo i-label ngayon yung first quarter, ginawa mo rin siyang second quarter, magka-problema yung records mo. No? Pwede mo siyang isama, sabay mo siyang ipa-receive, but of course, yung labeling mo siya na this is the information, at saka makikita naman po eh, doon sa date mismo ng 2307, kung kailan siya na-issue, makikita talaga na pertain siya to first quarter. No? Huwag niyo po siyang isama sa second quarter. No? Nagrereklamo na naman siya, upgrade deal. Nawala. I-upgrade daw. Okay. So, wala nang question na iba. Yun lang, di ba? Okay. So, shout out na lang po sa iba. No? For the South, no? Kasi yung 2307 natin is quarterly siya, di ba? Quarterly siya na sinasubmit. No? Okay. In case of additional file naman, so halimbawa may additional file ka pa na i-submit, so same din po yung gagamitin natin, no? It will always start with sa naming convention ng files natin. It will always start with a 9-digit na TIN, no? And then the taxable quarter covered by the attachment. Dito na po kayo magka-problema once na yung first quarter ninyo, in-attach nyo sa second quarter, no? Kasi yung form mismo na 2307, may date yan eh. Diba? From itong period na to up to this period. So, magkakaproblema kayo once the taxable quarter nyo mali. No? Okay. So, taxable quarter covered by the attachment. And then, meron siya nakalagay dyan na calendar month ending of the taxable quarter. No? And then, taxable year covered by the attachment. No? Kasi, meron na siyang taxable quarter and then the taxable ending. Halimbawa, first quarter siya ng 2021. First quarter is ending March. Pero yung taxable year mo ending December. So ito yung sinasabi natin na dapat yung files mo is properly labeled para hindi magkakagulo. Kasi yun nga ang iniiwasan po ng BIR, that it is properly labeled para hindi magulo. Kagaya yung sinasabi nyo na yung first quarter, isama mo siya sa second quarter. That's why naka-identify talaga kung anong taxable quarter. Okay. Okay, so yan po yung sa BIR files natin na 2306 and 2307. Ang pinaka-crucial natin dyan is the 23, sabay pareho naman sila eh. 2316 at saka 2307 is very important. Naka-receive din po pala ako ng query na about 2316, napakarami. Yung question is, magkano po ba ang 13th month? Sabi ko, yung 13th month is the 13th month na regular salary mo yan. Ano daw yung basis ng 13th month? Ang 13th month, regular salary mo yan. So, di ba, during the year, 12 months lang ang sinusweldo mo. So, since December, magbibigay ka ng 13th month kasi kumikita yung company or whatever. So, how much is that? That is equivalent to the regular na salary ng empleyado mo. So, sabi nila, ma'am, compute ba natin yan? Ito, may mga formula pa. Sabi ko, huwag mo na i-compute kasi once na you have the salary and you are paying it on a monthly basis, you refer na lang doon sa payroll mo. Kasi pag nag-formula ka pa dyan, yung regular na monthly income ng empleyado mo, baka mamaya mag-iba pa yan ng total, affected pa pati yung salary range mo sa SSS mo and in some other regulatory agencies na kailangan din nila ang total salary received by your employee. Kasi just like ng labor, you have to submit the payroll or ipakita mo yung payroll pag nag-audit yung DOLE or yung labor, no? Nag-audit din sila ng payroll. So dapat, huwag ka nang mag-iba ng total. Sabi ko, the fact lang that you are paying your employee on a monthly basis, nandiyan na yan sa payroll. So hindi mo na kailangan na mag-compute ka pa. No? At saka huwag niyong iba-ibahin yung computation so that magtatali lahat ng records nyo. The problem is, pag nag-compute ka ng iba for the 13th month, hindi siya kayo magtatali dun sa regular salary na dinideclare mo for other purpose. Okay? Ano pa? Yung mga queries sa akin sa 23106. Ma'am, do we have to show that the non-taxable income hindi naman subject sa tax? Yes, of course. There is a column for the 2316 sa right upper, right dito sa ano natin. Dito sa right upper portion, nandiyan nakalagay yung non-taxable income. And then dito naman sa left na lower portion ng BIR Form 2316, nakalagay naman dyan lahat na total compensation. So you have to show the total compensation during the year. If you are the main employer, pakita mo lahat yan, yung salary sa first or previous employer, and then sa iyo, yung total nila, the aggregate, and then, i-deduct mo na lang yung non-taxable income. Ano what is your reference for the non-taxable income? Yung portion na yun for the non-taxable income. Be sure also that when you fill up the 2316, nag-refer ka rin doon sa payroll mo. No? Do not make records now. One for the BIR, one for the SSS. Ang dami ko pong nahuli dyan, ha? When I still do audit and investigations sa BIR ako. Pagdating sa BIR, the salaries and wages are higher as compared to the SSS. No? In that case, anong findings ko? Binababaan ko yung salaries and wages. No? Kasi sabi ko, the salaries and wages na totoo na na-receive ng empleyado, yung SSS. Why? Because that's the basis of the computation of their benefits. So, yung sa BIR, since deduction yan, overclaim yan. No? So, be sure na isa lang yung source nyo ng information when you try to fill up these forms. No? Kung ano yung nakalagay dyan sa payroll nyo, yun yung sundin nyo. Ano yung ginamit nyo dun sa SSS nyo, dapat same din sa BIR. No? In anticipation that you will be undergoing audit later on. Kasi every forms that we are filing, expect that later on it will be subject to audit. And once you will be subjected to audit, at least alam mo, reconcile lahat ng records mo. Hindi yung iba yung gross sales mo sa City Hall. Alam niyo, dami ko rin na nahuli dyan, ha? Mga gross sales sa City Hall, iba kaysa sa gross sales sa BIR. Yung sa BIR, actual, because may resibo kayo inisyo. Kaya ang ginagawa naman ngayon ng mga city halls, pagka nag-file kayo, ito na naman January, no? Renewal na naman ng permits. Ang ginagawa naman ng mga taga-city hall is nire-reconcile naman yung VAT returns at saka yung mga pina-file na gross receipt sa city hall. No? And usually, napakalaki na discrepancy. Kaya, for your protection, isa na lang. Kahit na yung isi-isi ngayon, nag-audit na rin. Kahit yung Bureau of Customs. No, ang daming nakita po dyan talaga. When the BIR started its VAT relief operation, yung reconciliation of listings, ang unang-unang minutes, yung mga record of the importation, no, ng mga importers, and daming discrepancies with the records of the customs with that filed sa BIR. Kasi hindi nila alam na mag-audit ang BIR and then kukuha ng third-party information from the Bureau of Customs. But right now, aside from the BIR doing the audit and investigations, the Customs also are doing audit and investigation. You can just imagine, Customs may audit division na din sila or may audit team audit. Okay. Properly filed 2316, then we have to ito pa actually dapat sa mga lectures, mga tips talaga binibigay sa payers, no, para mas na gagamit nila. Tips ko dating sa 2316. When you issue 2316 to your employee, be sure at least one copy left to you, no? Have pag nag-claim siya ng there should be 2316, yung certificate of withholding tax on compensation. Nandun nakalagay yung total compensation. So there should be a copy, 2 for the BIR, dapat yan, no? Then 1 for the siyang isang extra na copy. Ano yun? Should be signed both by the employer and the employee. And then meron siya dapat na kopya na maiwan talaga, no? Kasi protection niya yon. In some cases na may magka doon pa sa employer. Na audit ng filing for may nawawala. Okay. And then start na ulit ng filing for the income tax, no? Because the moment na natapos na yung one taxable period, bawa December 31 yan. Pagdating ng January 1, pwede na kayong mag-file. And since January 1 is a holiday, January 2, pwede na kayong mag-file, no? Do not wait for the April 15 na filing that you will file, no, and pay and file your income tax return. Yung una pa lang, pwede na kayo mag-file, no? Kaya nga, napakahaba ng allowance sa atin, eh. But the problem is, ang mga kliyente darating sa iyo, April 15 na, and then maghahanap ng extension ng deadline. Alam nyo, pag tinanong ako noon, Diyos ko, sa totoo lang, para akong, ang feeling ko, naiinis ako. Why? Kasi kung sa haba-haba ng deadline, ng allowance, maghanap ka pa ng deadline, no? I don't favor nung mga deadline or extensions. So, with that, I would like to say thank you very much. And sa mga viewers po natin, hindi na natin kaya yung 2 hours natin noon na live streaming, no? But expect that we will improve our services. We're trying to make our contents more informative. No? Kasi mag-embrace na rin tayo ng ibang mga techniques or technologies. Nag-subscribe na rin kami sa mga softwares so that we can improve our services. No? Pero unti-unti lang yon, and then sabay pa sa findings na naman. But thank you very much na nandyan na kayo, especially kay Ma'am Lilian Yao, no? Walang sawa.